洗手间位在静宜国际会议厅出口两侧，若各位需要协助，可以询问现场的同仁。3、手机请务必关机或调整成震动模式。4、如果你需要无线上网，请到服务台索取账号及密码。今天的安排流程如下：12点半到12点40会和我们会入门致辞。那12点40到下午2点20会进行第1到15组的比赛。那中间我们在2点20到2点30分会稍微休息10分钟。那下午2点30分到4点10分的时候会进行第11到20组的比赛。那我们在下午4点10分到4点30分会进行第2次的休息。那我们会计算大家的成绩。那我们在下午4点半的时候会进行一个颁奖典礼。首先，让我们邀请静宜大学大家长唐传义校长莅临致辞。
大家午安。今天非常欢迎在座有好多来自全国的高中的老师跟同学们来静宜。那你们今天有一点紧张，因为你们有一些非常重要的简报比赛，但是千万放松心情。为什么呢？你们能参加，就表示你们是最棒的。那静宜大学在国际移动力方面，我们多年的耕耘，也非常感谢外院的我们曾院长啊，我们的丁主任，英文系的丁主任，在长期的帮助我们的同学的国际移动力，让各位可以说是掌握了先机的英文，是一个国际通用的语言。你们掌握了英文，也就掌握了国际移动力。那我非常谢谢评审老师，今天要辛苦了，要在众多的黑马中间，挑出你们最爱的一批。但是我相信，我们今天会非常从中间可以学到团队合作的很多的事情。那一件小提醒，如果你有空的话，可以到旁边不远的地方静宜的图书馆去看看，因为静宜的图书馆是我们全国10大必去的图书馆之一，一进去就会非常的惊艳，相信我。好，谢谢大家，欢迎大家再次到来。
接下来欢迎我们静宜大学外语学院院长曾立荣教授为我们致辞。
校长、丁主任，还有各位辛苦的评审老师，等一下会非常的辛苦那还有各位同学，大家午安。Welcome to our university。各位应该觉得从进来开始，我们的校园非常的美丽，然后也特别欢迎各位来到外语学院还有英文系来参加这个比赛，这样子这个英文简报比赛今年已经迈入第4个年度了那每一年都有非常多的同学参加。刚刚校长讲的没错 ，You are the best， 因为是经过48队非常激烈的初赛之后选出来的20队。那我看到各位也非常重视，我看到很多同学们今天都非常正式非常的以服装以很多来参加这次的那个比赛。英文系是一个具有非常悠久传统的系从我们开始静宜大学的时候，它就是了它有非常悠久的语言传统。那刚校长也特别说，外语学院在承继国际移动力的这件事情谢谢校长，这是我们应该做的那也欢迎这各位同学，如果中间需要休息的时候，到我们的校园走。尤其现在已经接近 Christmas， 所以我们有很多地方有很多我们静宜身为教会大学非常好的氛围，非常宁静的地方。然后呢，也非常的欢迎各位那再次的欢迎各位来到这边，那也祝福各位身体健康。今天的比赛一切都非常的顺利，也希望各位日后有机会再来拜访我们静宜大学，或者是成为我们的一份子。谢谢各位。
热烈的掌声欢迎我们静宜大学英文系大家长丁文英主任。
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm not going to talk too much, don't worry. First of all, I would like to show my gratitude to President Tang and Dean Zeng for saying so many good things about our English department. And today, it's my honor to welcome you all to come to our campus to support this presentation contest. Without further ado, let's begin. Thank you.
现在为我介绍大家今天辛苦的评审老师。第一位，让我们欢迎罗春玲教授。接着让我们欢迎陈怡玲教授。最后让我们欢迎林瑞平助理教授。现在让我向大家说明本次主题计时评分标准。本次的主题以 Balancing Technology and Humanity: A Task for Digital Natives 为主轴。比赛计时标准：每组参赛者只多发表7分钟，计时员将于5分钟时响鸣1声，于6分钟时响鸣2声，6分30秒时响鸣3声，并举牌提示。此后每超过30秒将扣总分3分，超过1分钟将扣总分5分。比赛的评分标准：简报内容占50%，英语表达能力与演说技巧占30%，表现方式占20%。最后，贴心的提醒您，比赛过程中请将手机关静或静音。比赛中请保持安静，不携带饮料进场，场内禁止拍照及摄影。那现在我们活动即将开始，让我们欢迎第一队，第一队队名是 MKCNB， 发表主题 The Task After Tomorrow。第二队请准备。
Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Today our topic is the task after tomorrow. If you thought about technology decade before, what would you first think of? The first answer you got would be cell phones or computers. However, it would be entirely different now. What occurs to our minds would be drawers, 3D printings, and so on. However, some of those high-tech originally invented for the military purpose or research, this seems really far from us. But now, they are helpful in our daily lives. The main reasons led to this phenomenon was the rise of digital natives. Digital natives are those who were born after 1980s. In other words, they were born in the internet age. It is a generation that technology was widespread and broke into our life. Owing to time, it made them rethink how they can take advantage of those high-tech to make our life better or even help someone in need. Due to the behavior, technology is not just technology anymore. It can not only be a science, but also combined with the humanities. And what our digital native could do is make it really widespread. Use it in every field, on every person, and in everywhere. And we choose drone to be our first example. Speaking of drone, what is the first thing crossing mind? Military, indeed. When drone was used in the military, it was truly a horrible weapon. And this is the reason why we start to think of another way to use it wisely. Then, let's first talk about the advantage. One is faster. An ambulance ambulance takes 4 hours to deliver blood to a remote area. However, drones get it done in 15 to 45 minutes. A company called Disline had already used this high-tech in Rwanda to save many people's lives. So, what are we going to use this for? We are still using it in battlefield, but in an extremely different way. Not for military, but for delivering blood, plasma, coagulant to a hospital in a remote area, especially in a place that wars frequently happened. However, some tasks still need to be overcome by us. For instance, drones struggle in extreme weather conditions, which will shut down suppliers for days or even weeks. Moreover, some technological and financial issues still need to be solved consistently. And what our digital native could do is support and respond to the action. Next, I would like to welcome my teammate, Charlotte.
When speaking of 3D printing, what's the first thing that crosses your mind? Printing an item, a food, or an organ? No, these are not the things we are going to talk about today. Today, we are going to talk about something bigger. Printing a house. It sounds a little bit ridiculous, but a company called Icon has already put this dream into practice. First of all, let me tell you the advantages of 3D printed house. The first one is cheaper. The money we need to build a 3D printed house only less than $50,000 NT. It is much more cheaper than a traditionally constructed house that we live in. The second one is faster. The speed in which a 3D printed house can be built is amazing. A traditionally constructed house usually takes around 6 months or longer to be completed. However, to build a 3D printed house, we only need 24 hours. Last but not least, under the increasing global pressure to go green, 3D printers now operate with a lot of environmental friendly materials to act in concert with this green trend. Undoubtedly, 3D printed house is really environmental friendly. The most important part is where we are going to use this technology more powerful and durably. Nowadays, more than 1 billion people in the world go to sleep each night without reliable shelter. And of course, a 3D printed house is the solution. To date, a company called Icon and a new storage charity has built upwards of 1,000 homes in impoverished areas of Haiti, Bolivia, and El Salvador. We are not just to use technology to make our life more convenient, but we, digital natives, are going to use technology to assist people in need. Just as we mentioned, technology is no longer unapproachable. It has become one crucial part of our daily lives. It's easy to access in every place and at every moment. In addition, one specific technology can now be used widely in many fields, but also combined with humanity. Just our examples, the drone and the 3D printed house. As a digital native, we are in the trend of developing advanced technology. Meanwhile, the most important task for us is to use technology to help people in need rather than just develop. As a well-known slogan, human technology. We, digital natives, not just have to use technology to make our life more convenient or only care about the phenomena that technology causes. Above all, what we need to do is
Envision the future
and try to make this world
a better place.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
那让我们欢迎第二队，第二队队名是 Triple W， 发表主题 Balancing Technology and Humanity。第三队请准备。
Selena.
I'm Julie, and I'm Catherine.
Technology plays a prominent role in our lives, but how can we strike a balance between technology and humanity? The main purpose of today's presentation is to find out the answer and look more into this issue.
We divided the presentation into 5 parts. The introduction, the discussion of the question, does technology come from human nature, the advantage, disadvantage, and the conclusion. Let's start in the introduction.
Without a doubt, technology is both a great help and a great challenge to us. With the important role it plays in our lives, we are now relying more on it, which led to the dependence on technology, and some of us are even controlled by the technology. Now we want to ask you all a question. Does technology come from human nature?
Of course, technology is controlled by human beings. No matter how fast technology develops, humanity will always lead the trend of technology, and human beings has always been on the cutting edge of technology. But I don't think it has an absolute answer. Well, we collect some pros and cons for you all to think about. Here are the pros and cons. Let's start with the pros first. First, technology makes our lives more convenient and efficient. Second, it has no restriction. Third, it makes work much easier. And finally, it makes connection faster. With technology, doing the international trade and connecting with people around the world are much more convenient and efficient. It won't be restricted by time and place. And this slide shows more advantages of technology. First, online shopping. Most people shop online because they don't have enough time to go to the physical store. And for example, computer software like the Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. It also helps us learn and work. Last but not least, social media makes our lives much closer. However, what technology brings us are not advantages. It also has a few disadvantages. Let us show you what the cons technology can bring about. First, nowadays, many human jobs are replaced by the mechanical server, so it may completely replace humans someday. And what's more, in terms of software or hardware, it is not always safe.
The last and also the most important point is that it lacks interaction. Some people are so into the virtual world that they can't interact with people in the real world. According to a recent research, people nowadays, the digital natives are depending more and more on technological products. Take the cell phone for example. It helps with communication but also limits face-to-face interaction.
What should we keep in mind that technology is not always safe for us to use? There are some examples that I'll show you. There is the exploding case about the Samsung Note 7. In addition, when using the products of technology, we can ensure the safety of our personal data and information. And what's more, hackers will hack into our account to steal our personal privacy. Best of all, also somebody will hack into the webcam to peep into others' lives.
Now we want to show our opinion to the task. Humanity controls the developments of the technology. For instance, the ATM of banks are written by the engineers, and also does the apps. If the robots malfunctions and fails to complete their task, they need to be fixed by human beings. All of that proves the importance of striking a balance between technology and humanity.
The task of balancing technology and humanity is extremely difficult, but it's not impossible. Humans have the quality that technology doesn't have, so technology should be controlled by human beings. To sum up, we all know that using technology is an inevitable change for people of this generation. However, we should keep in mind that it is important to maintain a coexist, harmonious relationship with technology. So back to the question, does technology come from human nature?
it is up to us to decide. Today, we are very glad to be here and discuss this issue to you all. Thanks for your listening and have a nice day.
谢谢第二组。现在让我们欢迎第三队，队名是 Take 08，发表主题 is Advanced Technology for a Better World or for Virtual World。第四队请准备。
Hello everyone, we're Team Tech 08. Today, our topic is advanced technology for a better world or for a virtual world? Our outline today is as follows.
Ever since the birth of the first computer, our life has become more inseparable from technology. Since growing up in a digital age, we digital natives get used to living between a real world and a virtual world. We are expected to live in harmony with advanced technology to create a better world. With the help of them, our life has become more convenient than ever.
As for example, we have a watch, a smartphone which you can wear. Say goodbye to a big piece of electronic cables and wires. As long as you have earphones, you can answer on matter simply by tapping your wrist.
Thanks to these technological products, our lives have become more improved than before. However, humans seem to be a little bit over-reliant, as it's our nature to ignore hardships and embrace what seems to be more easy and enjoyable. Thus, we start to ignore the demands of reality. Look at this picture first. On the left, you can see what you are really in real life, a loser, an alcoholic. Basically, you got nothing to do. But on the right side, look at this. Anything you want on Facebook, like a charge, a skateboard. Who's the one true? Things like this start getting even more complicated after the introduction of VR and AR technology.
Augmented reality, or AR for short, brings our virtual worlds into ours, so you can still see what you're seeing in the real world. But with a layer of virtual stuff hands over it, the most classic example. The game Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling System, which brings our dual monster through a special computer program. It's a great enhancement in a more simple card game experience.
As for its brother, virtual reality is much more complicated. VR allows people to be completely caught up with the real world and enjoy the virtual. VR are usually used in disaster simulations like earthquakes or tsunamis. With first-hand modified experience on it, people can be more prepared when real one hits.
These two, like the other tech, were created to improve our lives. But with them being more fancy than the original Platinum Spring experience, it's no surprise that people are easily drawn to it like moths toward fire. And the balance between human and tech starts to tip dangerously. As for real...
Got it!
Nicole!
What? Where's the legendary Pokemon rival? I just caught it!
Oh, why would I be surprised? They're putting Pokemon Go again! But, since you're at it, I think we'll talk to the audience here about this crazy AR phenomenon.
Sure. So, as most of you may already know, Pokemon Go's original intention was to encourage people to go outside and to interact with people face-to-face during this game. For most of us, it seems that the new opening for video games, there are no more couch potatoes but more outdoors in real life, or push towards balancing the two worlds.
Sadly, things didn't actually turn out that way. The release of the game brought chaos upon society. Look at this picture. I think most of you are quite familiar with this crazy Pokemon mob, where players gather in spawning hotspots, causing traffic and security problems spreading across our continent. And are they really interacting with each other through this game?
No!
They're glued to the screen, immersed in unrealistic joy of virtual life. Only acknowledging reality when things go completely wrong inside the game.
Sure enough, I personally ran into one of those zombies crowds once. I don't want to mess with it again. Whether this crazy VR game is for a better world or for virtual world is worth a discussion. Speaking of which, do you remember Steven Spielberg's latest movie, Ready Player One?
Yeah, I just saw it last week.
It's a movie about a future virtual world called the Oasis. Oasis was first created to let people have somewhere to go and to have fun in daunting reality. However, things started to get worse because people log on for 24/7 and they call it Oasis their version of reality.
Just look at these two pictures. The left shows people fighting fiercely in an oasis, but back in real life, they are just normal things running down a street in VR glasses looking ridiculous, as many how a fast people life had gone. Like the main visit in the movie, when people spend all their time in the virtual world, memories are created straight to the computer. Then, can we really call this a true life? If we don't reconsider the path our modern VR tech is supposed to go, we might end up like the people in Ready Player One, stuck inside the virtual world, living in an unrealistic life.
Moving on to the conclusion. AR and VR won't be the last ones to shape the foundational balance between human and tech. The problem isn't from the technology itself, but us, the viewers. We must make sure we find the best way to coexist with them, and not let our inner desires get the better of us.
Like we had mentioned at start, we sometimes our original add to benefit more convenient words, enhancing our life experience. The virtual universe is just a small side branch of the past, expanding our visions beyond boundaries to computer and human.
However, we can't put the cart in front of the horse, spending all our times and efforts in the virtual universe, but being blinded in reality. After all, the virtual universe is artificially generated. It's all a fake in the end.
Like the slogan of Nokia, connecting people. Technology can pull us together, but it can also drive us apart. We must be really careful when we use them. We should also learn how to balance them as well, such as restricting our days logged in them, reminding ourselves that there are still real stuff going on around you, or we'll slowly fall under their control and in the end being ruled over. And that's the end of our presentation.
Thank you.
Yes, it's Friday night. What are you going to do, guys? Hey, listen to me. Actually, tomorrow is my birthday. I want to invite you to my birthday party.
Let me think.
I'm sorry, Kelly. I have a task mobile game tomorrow. It's very important and rare, so I can't attend your birthday party. Okay, I'm in. I can take so many photos and post on my Facebook. Why not live stream on social media so that everyone can take part in?
Well, I think the longest distance in the world is not between life and death. But when I stand in front of you, you still think of your social media. So, today our topic is
Alone together, love the way to connect each other.
social media. The more we connect, the less we connect. Hello, everyone. My name is Kelly.
My name is Anne.
My name is Cindy. I'm Joanna. I'm Ivy. Please take a look at our outline. First, we are going to talk about introduction. Next, it is good and bad point in social media. After that, we have 2 suggestions. Finally, we will tell you our conclusions and references. Do you know that we are all digital natives?
What are digital natives?
Let me tell you. A digital native is a person who is born or brought up during the age of digital technology and so familiar with computers and internet from an early age. Needless to say, all of us are referred to as digital natives. When it comes to social media, it has been regarded as a necessity in our lives for digital natives. Yes, I feel the same way. Social media brings conveniences to our lives, which makes people get closer at the same time. However, it also brings some negative effects and leads to specific problems.
Yes, therefore, how to take advantage of social media is a task that we need to accomplish it seriously. Next, we'll show some advantages of social media.
Social websites play an important role in this generation, and almost everyone is a loyal user of it because of its conveniences. For instance, social networking websites let us not only record our lives anytime, anywhere, but also communicate with others easily.
In addition, some people often feel nervous or even fearful when communicating with each other face to face. However, through social media, they can overcome their fear and speak freely, but it still has some negative effects. Addicting to social websites makes people ignore the real world and focus on the virtual one. The following are two situations that often occur in the lives of most digital natives. Let's watch a video now.
Action!
Hey, it's so exciting to see you guys. I have so many secrets I want to share with you.
Wait, I have to upload our pictures to my Instagram and let everyone see it.
Hey, come on, you can do it later. I can't wait to hear your secret.
Hey guys, here's my lunchbox. Do you want to try some?
Yes,
Wait, I have to take pictures of these dishes so I can post on my Instagram.
Pose!
It shows that social media should have shortened the distance between people. However, overusing it will make the heart distance farther. Thus, we should pay more attention to people around us instead of focusing on the virtual world. I agree with you. We should concentrate on our friends besides us with all our hearts. Now, we have another video for you.
Action!
Look at me! 3, 2, 1, smile!
Let me check. I have to edit the photo before posting.
What's the purpose of editing?
In order to get more followers and increase the numbers of likes, every photo needs to be perfect. Look, like this. This app can adjust my skin color, then the acne disappear, and of course it become thinner.
In order to look perfect and increase the numbers of followers, many people get used to editing photos overly. However, they tend to lose their true selves.
You're right. We have to accept ourselves and try to enhance self-confidence. Everyone is unique. Always remember, don't try to be someone else's favorite and forget your true self. Finally, we intend to give our conclusions.
Social media has changed people's lives dramatically. Though they bring various positive effects, it results in many problems at the same time. For instance, social media provides us with conveniences and immediacy. However, putting too much emphasis on the online world also makes further distance between people.
Therefore, we have to understand how to strike a balance between technology and humanity in this digital generation. We can keep our friendship via social media, but always remember not to ignore the friends around us.
Additionally, we may share our life on social websites, but don't have to spend too much time editing those pictures only in order to attract netizens' attention. We should build our confidence and love ourselves more. The reason we come together is that we want to learn together, grow together, and share our love and companionship. When we share our love and passion in a more human way, we have a good chance of creating a lasting and loving relationships. These are our references. That's all we want to share today.
Thank you!
谢谢第四组，那我们欢迎第五组。第五组队名是 The Trial of Elegance。
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you want to be in the future? A couple of decades ago, if you asked school kids this question, they were likely to tell you they want to be a doctor or an engineer. But if you ask today's kids the same question, they are very likely to tell you they want to be YouTubers or vloggers.
Obviously, such a change in desired career comes from the advance of technology. Before we go into details, let's have a look at the outline of our presentation. First of all, we'll marvel at how fast technology has developed. Then, we'll explore how technology has changed people's lifestyle. Next, we'll have a look at a big problem caused by technology. Finally, we'll probe into the issue about how we can live a balanced life in a digital age. Now, let's look back on people's life 100 years ago. Did people at that time travel abroad by airplane? No. Did students do their homework on computers? No. Did people make phone calls using mobile devices? No. Did people do the shopping at home? No. Could people take pictures of holidays anytime, anywhere? No. And now, we have all of these things. Airplane travels, personal computers, the internet, smartphones, mobile apps, self-driving cars, camera drones, robots, and even more.
With all these modern devices, our lifestyle today is a far cry from that of our ancestors. Now, we have looked at some examples.
Before we have computers, people practice their handwriting in order to write clearly, neatly, and gracefully. This way, they could leave a good impression on others. Today, we don't really care about our handwriting. Instead, we type our messages and use SMS language. Before the age of the internet, people had to go to the library to get the information they needed. They acquire new knowledge in school or in a library. But now, if you want to know something, the information is just a few taps away on our mobile devices. A couple of decades ago, people had to leave their house and go to a store or market so that they could buy the things they needed. Today, we can just stay home and do the shopping online, and our purchases will be delivered to our home. Before people have smartphones or tablets, they dined with their family, relatives, and friends. They interacted with each other affectionately. What about today? We interacted with our mobile devices much more often than with people around us.
We have been developing technology for the purpose of improving our lives. However, in a tug of war between technology and humanity, technology seems to have won a landslide victory and dominate our lives.
One of the major problems caused by technology is lack of sleep. A research shows that more than a third of American adults are not getting enough sleep on a regular basis. In the UK, studies point out that almost half of teens don't get sufficient sleep. In Australia, similar studies show 70% of 14-year-old girls are not getting enough rest. As we know, sleep is a basic human need. Without enough sleep, we will lose health. Without health, we will lose everything.
Is it possible for us to stop using all of the gadgets and devices from now on?
No.
In this case, we need to find a way to help us get back to normal human lives in this digital age. And Yale University can give us some insight. This year, Yale University launched a very popular course, and nearly 1 in 4 Yale undergraduates was enrolled. The title of the course is Psychology and a Good Life. It became Yale's most popular class ever. The popularity of the course implies that while people are enjoying the convenience and comfort offered by technology, they're still unhappy. How can we regain our happiness? Let's have a look at the happiness homework students in Yale do every night.
1. Meditate for 10 minutes.
2. Sleep 8 hours.
3. Do something time. 4. Write down 5 things you are grateful for. They are simple tasks but can be difficult for digital natives to do. If we want to live a good life in a digital age, we need a knowledge and actions. This kind of knowledge has to be learned, just like any other kind of knowledge. The number of gadgets,
Devices, apps, and games have the power to ensnare people. That's why we need teachers and parents to work hand in hand to help their kids regulate the use of technology devices and develop healthy lifestyle. In conclusion, technology develops rapidly and has changed our lives. It is not possible to get rid of technology, so we have to learn how to live with it. Education plays a vital role in helping people live a balanced life. With education and discipline, we can still strike a balance between technology and humanity. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eliza.
And I'm Donna.
Today, our topic is
Keep on track.
Have you ever tried teaching your elderly family member to use a computer? Or get on the World Wide Web? Or print and scan some documents? It was always a struggle to teach the elder generation in using new technology tools. Over the last several decades, every aspect of our lives has been touched by the dramatic change in technology. But we still don't fully understand about how our digital lifestyle is changing us. Since then, it has dawned on me that the differences between digital natives and digital immigrants did exist. Digital natives are generally born after the 1980s, and they are comfortable in a digital age because they grew up using technology. In contrast, digital immigrants are the older crew that were born before the 1980s, not being raised in a digital environment, even being fearful about using technology. That is to say, the digital natives are the native speakers of the digital language. Apparently, we are the digital natives for sure. As the internet is intertwined in our lives, people can get connection with each other more easily by using various technology applications. What's more, it has reshaped both the way we search for information and think. Take human flag search, for example. It takes advantage of the global position system and the image search. The process can be roughly divided into 4 stages. First, people browse the fake news or videos online. Second, outreach porn, which was a term proposed by Tim Kreider. It means that the fake news arouses the emotion of the masses. Next, people got screenshots from the videos or some pictures in the news. Then go image searching. Finally, the innocent criminal was bullied by the cyber mobs on the internet. This kind of human flag search, which uses lynching, has not only infringed personal privacy and caused network bullying, but also can lead to victim self-harm or even suicide. Who arouses the public dread? Social justice warrior, who diverts the attention of the public and consequently ignores the real victim, like a shepherd who called the wolf. And we call the situation spin control. Repeat after me!
Spin control!
See? That's what spin control. Hence, it calls the collective consciousness, which was brought up by Emil Durkheim. It's a sense of unity between 2 or more people who share a common belief and spread it all over the world. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe had said, "Nothing is more terrible than seeing ignorance in action." This handsome guy is a miserable figure in literature, creating the sorrows of young Werther. All the information that you received on the internet is secondhand, which is lack of objectivity. When your emotion was affected by the information, that means you are involved in a collective consciousness made by social justice warrior. Now,
My partner Donna will be going to introduce more for us.
Thank you, Liza. Now, let us move on to the next part, social movements. All sorts of social movements rise up once upon a time and exist in every generation, everywhere. However, by taking the advantages of technology, social movements have become much more influential than those in the past. Take Arab Spring as the first example. It was a series of anti-government protests, uprisings, and armed rebellion spread across the Middle East in 2011. The world believes that this Arab Spring belongs to the young generation who are familiar with the internet. But what makes this Arab Spring so extraordinary? In fact, it is also called Twitter Revolution. The whole incident was spread and organized with Twitter. Yeah, that's it. Second, many groups make use of the net to publicize their conception to sign a petition. And they have successfully led to an inspiring consequence and justice are made. Furthermore, many people are connected with the internet and jointly devote themselves into some public welfare activities. However, some people are just following the flow and assert without thinking, since the information travels so fast through technology. This phenomenon showcases that we, the people who live in this digital generation, must develop our own media literacy abilities, which equips us with the capabilities of accessing, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. In order to achieve this goal, our government even teamed up with the USA to hold the 2018 GCTF, Defending Democracy Through Media Literacy. Jean Galabouillet, a French philosopher, once said, "Diamonds and pearls are the rarest things in the world, and reliable judgments are even rarer." In this technology generation, it has become much more essential that everyone has his or her own judgments. In this way, we can ensure that every contact we take will always correspond to the softest parts of our hearts, that is, humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep on track! Thank you.
Everyone, we are Dreammaker. Hi, I'm Mia. I'm Sophia. I'm Connie. I'm Winnie. Today we are going to talk about how to use 3D printing wisely. Let's start our presentation. Hey, did you hear that an American, Cody Wilson, charged with sexual assault, was arrested in Taiwan? Oh, I know the man you just mentioned. He was the first one who made guns by using a 3D printer. Seriously? I can't believe that the technology of 3D printing has been developed so rapidly. Perhaps there's still a lot of information about 3D printing you haven't heard about. For instance, do you believe that the history of 3D printing is older than you? Really? Yeah, in the late 1980s, University of Texas invented a machine that could model a digital design in minutes. These machines are the original version of 3D printer. By the way, a few days ago, I just read a news report and there that Netherlands is going to make the first 3D printed house in the world. Can you believe that? A real house can be printed? What a cool idea! What are the advantages of 3D printed houses? Well, it's much cheaper and faster to build a 3D printed houses. Most important of all, less concrete and cement is needed, which causes the carbon dioxide emissions. Not only that, the pollution and noises can be effectively reduced, also reduce manpower and increase efficiency. Well, I also learned that 3D printing can be used in making food. Do you mean that the food can be printed? It's unbelievable. Actually, 3D printed food is now available on the market. A German company,
inspire them. Created a 3D printer that can transform fresh food ingredients into a healthy parade called smooth food. It's easily to digest and especially useful for all people and passions.
Sounds amazing! I also learned that NASA is exploring the possibility of using a 3D printer on space missions. The current space food can't offer astronauts enough nutrients and it's not delicious at all. So NASA decided to develop a way to cook in space.
To cook in space? How could it be possible?
The 3D printing robots named the Chef 3D can print out fresh pizzas in less than 5 minutes. NASA also hoped that 3D printers would create nutritious food that can last long missions and allow astronauts to personalize their food, rather than eating the same thing all the time.
It's good to know that 3D printing can be applied in medical aspects too. I have an example. A British man who is a 3D printing developer was suffering from kidney stone. He lied in bed painfully. Then he came up with an idea. Maybe we could use technology. He printed his kidney model by the 3D printer. With the model, doctor could effectively do the operation. The operation was successful because the 3D printing technology helped the doctor make a precise decision.
There's a case in Taiwan too. A boy had suffered from liver failure, so a hospital took a part of his father's liver and zoomed it out through the technology of 3D printing. The doctors also set a record in Taiwan but successfully gave the patients the liver transplants.
3D printing really works wonders nowadays. It created a new vision of technology for us.
But if 3D printing really that perfect, there are still some disadvantages about 3D printing. First, the material is used as a bad impact on environment and ecology because 3D printing has to melt special materials. The exhaust gas is destroyed in the process. It will stay in the lungs and blood vessels, which is harmful to human health.
Oh, you're right. There are other disadvantages of 3D printing. 3D printing is in the twilight zone between law and morality. For example, 3D printing may violate intellectual property rights. With this technology, it's much easier for people to print out anything without other people's permission.
There's something else we should be quite concerned about.
What is that?
It's about our safety. A British journalist did an experiment before. He made a successful arrival in Paris from a railway station in London. A 3D printed gun is made of plastic. It can be broken down into parts and do not set on the detectors without triggering the alarm. That's the 3D printed gun can successfully walk through the metal detectors.
Why could a reporter with a gun walk through a metal detector without being stopped?
Because 3D printing is entirely made of plastic. It can be broken parts which are easy to carry and do not set on the metal detectors.
Sounds scary! It seems that 3D printed guns will present a huge problem for security services around the world.
Definitely.
So far, no related rules have been made. So we must make laws to regulate 3D printed guns as soon as possible.
There's another problem because of the internet. The spread of 3D printing data may be sometimes out of control. For example, the first 3D printing gun creator, Cody Wilson, uploaded 3D printing pixel drawings on the web, and they were downloaded more than 100,000 times in just 2 days.
It was mentioned in a news report that 2 students from MIT have released a coding with which anyone can create any types of keys after connecting with 3D printers.
Since there are a lot of problems because of their 3D printing, we should take immediate action to develop a complete legal system to balance the issues that we drive in 3D printing.
In addition, it is also important to keep track of the ingredients and regulate the use of 3D printing technology.
The government can also track the promotion of the correct use of 3D printing to people.
As a member of Digital Native, we should follow the law and moral values.
Let's use 3D printing in a positive way
and create a world for mankind
towards a better future.
Thank you for listening.
And I'm Roy.
We are honored to be here and have this opportunity to give you our presentation today.
Living in a world with advanced knowledge and thriving technology, we are blessed with daily access to various modern inventions, and one of them is the Internet. Today, Cindy and I will be introducing a phenomenon that comes out of this invention: Internet addiction.
To give you this presentation, we divide it into 5 parts. First, starting off with the definition, which includes 5 traits, followed by the health impacts and mental impacts that Internet addiction brings. And then you'll learn how fatal this addiction is. After that, we'll present some solutions to this addiction and finally conclude the presentation.
So without further ado, let's get started on the first part, definition. Internet addiction, also known as problematic use of the Internet. Sufferers are often unable to stay focused, feel anxious when disconnected from the Internet, and often find it hard to focus in social situations.
As a problem that comes along with the advancement and convenience of the Internet, Internet addiction sufferers are mostly teenagers and emerging adults. This younger generation is in touch with the Internet more than any other age groups and is consequently exposed to a higher risk of problems associated with Internet addiction disorder.
Now that we've got a better idea of what Internet addiction is, I wonder how it will affect us.
Well, let me tell you. Being addicted to the Internet can induce physical discomfort along with some medical problems. Here to present are 7 of them. Migraines, lack of personal hygiene, and carpal tunnel syndrome are the initial symptoms.
Other conditions like dry eyes, sedentary lifestyle, poor physical fitness, and also backaches will eventually come about once sufferers decide to ignore his or her addiction to the Internet. Not only are these symptoms torturing, but they can also be life-threatening if neglected.
For instance, individuals with Internet addiction have problems managing their time, show ADHD symptoms such as hyperactivity and persistent inattention.
On the next slide, we will be introducing one of the most recognizable outcomes of Internet addiction, social phobia. As to the signs of a social phobic person, the following are some significant hints. Apparent and continuous fear of social situations, including being judged by others or being humiliated. When stuck in frightening social events, sufferers are likely to respond anxiously and sometimes even have panic attacks.
However, people with social phobia have the realization of how excessive and unreasonable fear is. Confrontation with others, interacting with strangers, and eating in public are among the most common fears for social phobia sufferers. In addition, performances of any kind, speeches in public, relationships with people, and public events are also some major fears of social phobia.
Judging from the examples mentioned above, this symptom is without a doubt a threat to its sufferers, seeing that it severely impacts their daily life, performance at work, studies at school, and their social life as well.
After knowing what harm Internet addiction can do to people, you're probably wondering, how can we prevent this from happening to ourselves?
I have a few solutions in mind, and the first step in treating this symptom is the recognition that a problem exists. If you do not believe that you have a problem, you are unlikely to seek treatment. One of the overarching problems with the Internet is that it sets no boundaries for anyone, and people are convinced that they can do anything on the Internet.
People are hidden behind the screen, and as a result are not afraid to do or say things they would never do in reality. With an eye to eradicating this condition, suggestions are as follows. Staffers should call people instead of sending instant messages. Set aside limited time for computer use. Pursue alternative activities and hang out with friends more.
Being scientifically approved in solving this problem. These methods are also what a healthy lifestyle should include.
As you can see, internet addiction is on the rise. Its influences and impacts on our society can't be taken lightly. Disturbing as it is, it will certainly be around as long as technology exists.
Through dedication and determination, we believe that people can overcome this condition and make it history.
Thank you.
谢谢第8队，我们欢迎第9队，第9队这名是 Otis， 发表主题 Human Cloning, Balancing Between Morality and Comfort.
Joe, I was reading some articles about human cloning and animal cloning. It was quite interesting. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, human cloning was such a hot topic. In fact, I was thinking about my grandfather who passed away. We were so close. But with human cloning, maybe I could spend more time with him.
That's so sweet. Human cloning is indeed a possible solution. However, did you know human cloning brings a lot of convenience? But also it brings some morality issues. Let's dig into this topic. During the generation of high-tech, many things have been changed, and I think the biggest improvement is biotechnology. In the history of biotechnology, there is a scientist called Gregor Mendel. Mendel did the pea plant experiment, which was the first improvement of biotechnology. Nowadays, people even have the ability to clone animal and human, but because of law regulations and morality concerns, human cloning hasn't been allowed.
Before we talk about human cloning, we will talk about the first step in cloning. Animal cloning. Dolly was the first animal that was ever cloned. The cell used to clone Dolly was taken from the mammary gland, which was an organ in the woman's breast. On February 14, 2003, Dolly was euthanized because she had a progressive lung disease and severe arthritis. A faint dorsal such as Dolly has a life expectancy of around 11 to 12 years, but Dolly only lived 6.5 years. There are two main opinions about Dolly's death. One is because the cell that was used to clone Dolly was from an adult sheep, so Dolly's age was just like the adult sheep. The other side of public opinion believe that the reason for the early death is because of its technical problem. Next, Angel will tell us more about human cloning, the next step of animal cloning.
Human cloning has brought a lot of conveniences. Here are some examples. First, since its genetics is identical to the humans, the organs of the human cloning are very useful when a human needs an organ transplant. The human's body wouldn't reject the organs of the human clone because they have the exact same genetics. Second, we can use the clone bodies to do human software research, just like our guinea pig. Third, for those who are fertile, it is now possible to make a baby using cloned human cells. But is it fair to clone a human just because we need an organ or want a baby? This brings a lot of disagreements and discussions. Next, Steve will tell us more about some states' reactions about human cloning.
After the scientists successfully cloned Dolly, the issue of human cloning has started to get a lot of attention. There are some people who try to do this experiment, but its security hasn't been well protected. Although there are some states in the US that have already passed laws to ban human cloning, such as Minnesota and Florida, there are still lots of states that are afraid of their human cloning experiment to be completed. Therefore, they don't want to pass the law. According to the point we have listed about human cloning, we can see that there are many different ways of looking at this topic. Aside from those in different places, human cloning also brings a lot of morality issues. Frank is going to talk about
Sure. Another issue human cloning brings is whether or not human souls can be cloned. Humans are made up of souls, thoughts, and a code of conduct, which is why humans have emotions like delight, anger, sorrow, and happiness. Therefore, human cloning is often not accepted morally because it is controversial to clone a human being with their souls and emotions. How will our clone cells affect our social life? First, our clone cells will destroy our dignity and uniqueness, and they may become scientists' guinea pig. Our clone cells may deprive us of personal value and worth. Second, our clone cells could very heavily influence the function of our families. It will reduce our human genes diversity when it comes to reproduction. So it shows that our clone cells really affect our social life a lot. Another concern is the risk of death in the process. Although a lot of animals have already been successfully cloned, most of them were incomplete when they were born or sentencing faster than other normal animals. There is a very high probability that cloned animals die before they are even born. Viewed from this angle, human cloning is totally a criminal activity.
So Angel, what do you think about human cloning? After hearing those examples, do you still want to clone your past grandfather?
I don't really know. It sounds risky. I wonder what will my relationship with him be like. Will he remember me, my parents, and all the other things in his life? Should my parents treat him like their parents, or see him as a product of technology? What if I want to clone my dad so I can get double Christmas gift and double amount of father love? Should I treat both fathers equally or see one more real than another? I'm so confused.
Yeah, there are some morality problems human cloning might cause it. So that's why human cloning hasn't been legalized or encouraged. According to the example, human cloning has its advantage, but it's also a controversial issue. How we are going to balance between morality and convenience is a question that's worth thinking about.
As technology advances, is there a boundary of how far we should go? Thank you.
Good afternoon, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. We are Team THOTH. I'm Sean Lane. Beside me are
Kevin Liu, Michael Huang, Jonathan Ji, Duncan Liu.
Today we're going to talk about which is more reliable. Here's the outline of our presentation. First, we want to introduce how technology changed our life. Second, we would like to make example compares pros and cons of technology and humanity. Last of all, we would like to make conclusion about how to balance technology and humanity. So how technology changed our life? It made our life faster and easier. It also brought innovation to our life. In the past, if we want to connect with our friend, we have to write letter or use this big heavy phone to connect with them. But now we only need a cell phone in our hand that we can connect with them anytime we want. Distant communication becomes easier. In the past, if we want to get some knowledge, we have to read lots of books, but now we only need a cell phone. Reading material becomes easily accessible, more extensive, and more great. We used to do lots of things by ourselves, but now we only need a cell phone to order a robot to help us do anything. Life has become more innovative with robots.
When we wanted to find out the answer of the question, in the past, we need to go to the library by viewing a lot of books. But now, we just need to type the question in the search bar. A large amount of information appears in a second. There were many accidents caused by driver who aren't driving safely. But now, people have invented self-driving car. It may help us a lot on reducing accidents caused by tired driver or even drunk driver. Here are some examples that change our lives. Reading books, communication, voice assistant, self-driving vehicle, or even medicine. Now, let's take a look at some advantage of technology. Technology promotes the development of productivity, accelerates the rhythm of social life, and it also provides the means to process, store, and deliver information.
But it is not always perfect. Every country is working on the AI recently, and so is Facebook. But they found that their AI had created their own language. It was so shocking that Facebook suddenly shut down their AI robots. But they turned it off right away. How can we be sure our personal information is secure after what happened? Some research found that self-driving cars aren't as safe as we thought. The new study showed the accident rate is 5 times higher using self-drivers than the conventional cars. Technology might be convenient to humans' life, but it also causes an accident, such as car crash and surgery accidents. Take robotic surgery for example. Robots might shut down due to trouble problems during the operation and leave something inside the patient's body, which lead to serious consequences. Maybe technology is not good enough to become a leading role in our future life. Some people might not consider technology a good thing, because technology makes human lazy to think, and kills humans' imagination indirectly. Many children might be addicted to playing online games, which negatively affect their learning and concentration. Besides, the life with technology has been too convenient for people to live rough lives. And artificial intelligence has no human emotions. They might make decisions that are not realistic. People shouldn't purely rely on technology.
Let's take some accidents that really happened as example. First, the movie Captain Sally is a true story. A plane lost thrust after a bird strike. Both engines were malfunctioning. Captain Sally forced the plane to land on the river. Though all 155 passengers were safe, Captain Sally was still being questioned by the government. The government told Captain Sally that he should land the plane in the nearest airport, not in the river. And they even compared the probability of landing in the airport and landing in the river. And they told Sally that he should land in the airport for less risks. But Captain Sally told the government to add 10 seconds into the test, and the result turns out there's no chance to land in the airport safely. The movie shows us that we can't purely rely on technology, and we can't ignore the role that human plays in the operation. To a computer, this is just a normal mission to force a plane to land, but to a human, he or she is being responsible for all passengers' lives. Technology can replace the human touch, but can humanity always be trusted?
Now, let's take a look at the negative examples of humanity. When many people think that the German wings crash was an accident, well, it was actually caused by the co-pilot Lubitz. At that time, Lubitz locked himself in the cockpit and later on crashed the plane towards the French Alps. All 150 passengers and crew members died. He did this because he wanted to commit suicide. So, let me ask you a question. If someone wants to do something that's harmful to us, who can make sure that we are safe? In this edition, we might not always trust human beings. So, which should we rely on, technology or humanity? Without humanity, we might get replaced by AI or robots. But on the other hand, if we can't rely on technology, we might
Technology is morally natural until we apply it. In this generation, we should embrace the technology, but not losing our human feeling. Together, make things better. Here's a saying from Dalai Lama. Technology has been a part of our life. The only way to make the world better is working together. Thank you for your attention.
谢谢第10组。那我们现在时间是2点整。OK， 请大家。那欢迎回到我们下半场的比赛。那比赛开始进行之前，我先请大家分享你是严禁饮食饮水的。那如果需要喝水的同学，可以请移动到我们的会议厅外面。OK， 那我们就直接开始，欢迎第11队。第11队队名是 Sunshine， 发表主题 Problems that Internet users will face。第12队请准备。
Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. With the changing of the time, the internet has become the most important and basic part in everyone's life. As a digital native myself, I'm also a constant user of Facebook and Instagram. However, we cannot overemphasize the potential problems behind these social platforms. So today, my teammates and I are going to talk about some problems about internet addiction, cybercrime, and the invention of personal profile. Before we start, I would like to ask you some simple questions. Please raise your hand if you match the following description. First, can you control your time spending online? If yes, please raise your hand. Thank you. Second, won't you think about anything on the internet when offline? If you won't, please raise your hand. Oh, really good, thank you. Last, won't you feel nervous, anxious, or irritable when logged out? If you won't, please raise your hand. Wow, really nice, thank you. For those who didn't raise your hand the whole time, you probably suffer from the internet addiction. The internet addiction is an inevitable disorder for us, the digital native in the generations. But how can the internet addiction affect us? According to a report from American Addiction Center, the internet addiction will make us feel disappointed, anxious, and act violently. What's even worse, some may get depressed and end up committing suicide. Many reports in recent years have shown that the ratio of teenagers who suffer from the internet addiction has risen dramatically in the last decades. This is a chart from the Ministry of Education. According to this chart, we can draw a conclusion that with the increase in age, the percentage of the population of internet addicts has become higher and higher. Confronted with this situation, what exact action can we take? First, we can set a computer light. When time's up, it will turn itself off. Second, we can hang out with our friends to do some outdoor activities. Next, we can ask the experts for help if we can deal with it on our own. Next, I'd like to welcome my teammates, Lumi, to introduce more about the invention of personal profile.
Thank you, Penny. Nowadays, digital devices have become ubiquitous,
and so have the social media. In the past few years, there have been a lot of social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, operating based on our personal profile, so we can be too careful. Personal profile includes names, birthdays, family, phone numbers, credit card account, and so on. Personal profile must be protected and used carefully. But is it really safe when we connect with the social media? A while ago, Facebook announced that there were about 8.7 billion of their users' personal profile were sold to the Cambridge Analytica. Everyone was shocked by the news. But at the same time, we realized that our personal profile in the social media is not absolutely safe. So we must come up with some solutions and prevention to deal with this kind of situation. We need to check if the website we are using is safe or not. Do not just give any kind of website your personal profile at random. To protect your personal profile, do not use public computers. Create your personal password, which does not relate to your personal profile. In conclusion, it's crucial that each of us protect our personal profile while using the internet. Next, Jennifer is going to tell us more about cybercrime.
Thank you, Lumi. Cybercrime has become a serious social problem with the advancement of technology. Take online shopping, for example. Everyone can be a seller or consumer as long as they get access to the internet. However, there are some risks due to the free mechanism of online shopping, such as the low quality of the product. We couldn't see the actual item at the moment we place our order. We make a fake or defective product. Even worse, we make it nothing at all. Secondly, the technique of fraud has been updated and improved these days. After you place your order online, the fraudsters may call you and claim that there is something wrong with your order. Then, they will ask you to use the ATM to transfer more money or to make installment payments. Finally, we usually have to fill in some information online. Personal profiles such as credit card number, ID number, or bank account might be stolen. The fraudsters will use your personal profile to apply for a credit card or to take out a loan. So, what can we do to protect ourselves from being victims of cybercrime? First, we need to check the credibility of the seller. Moreover, making good use of the product returns is necessary. According to current laws in Taiwan, the consumers have the right to return defective product within 7 days. Then, to deal with the fraud, one way is to be aware of the unknown phone call at the non-working hours. The online shopping website won't inform the buyers by phone call. If you receive the call, seek for professional advice with calling anti-fraud dedicated line. Last but not least, leave any personal profile on second thoughts, especially bank account, credit card number, or ID number. In conclusion, all of us have to make our efforts to balance technology and humanity. Thank you.
谢谢第11队，让我们欢迎第12队。第12队队名是 We Show Up， 发表主题 Connection and Balance。第13队请准备。
I'm Sally. I'm Cindy.
I'm Eric. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, you look upset. What happened? Yesterday, my friend and I were having a discussion about our homework. All the messages were read without any replies.
Well, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, sure. Misunderstandings between people.
is often caused by lacking communication, right? It's convenient to communicate with Facebook, Instagram, and Line. But we have been losing the warmth and courtesy we need when we interact with others, even causing misunderstandings.
We therefore present you this topic.
Connection and balance to strike a balance between technology and humanity.
To further probe into how we can do to link technology and humanity towards balance.
Now, we are going to move to the outline. First, we will tell you why we are going to explore this topic. The second part will be our purposes. Third, we are going to talk about the positive and negative parts of technology. Fourth, we will provide 2 suggestions. And the last part will be our conclusions.
Let's move on to the motivation. I discovered a survey on the internet showing that our daily life centers on the net, social networking, and smartphones. However, the relationships developed by human interaction has been disappearing little by little because of the convenience in speed, contributing to the alienation of interpersonal relationships. So, today we are going to find humanity in this technological world.
Can we?
Yes, we can.
For purposes of clarity, the purpose of this research is to illustrate popular message apps from social networking or communication software to analyze the effects that social networking message on human development, and we will finally propose suggestions to the problems.
Later, Cindy will show you the popular messaging apps.
It's my pleasure. We saw the news on smartphone. The most popular messaging apps in Taiwan are Line, WeChat, and Messenger. Currently, Line is the most popular. More than 95.3% use Line.
Wow! Amazing!
Yeah!
Yeah, it's so surprising, right? Only about 10% people use Facebook Messenger and WeChat. The service options, which is apps, can provide are getting various. However, we are going to delve into whether the convenience results from technological development has affected on humanity.
And next, I will talk about the effects that messaging apps have on human development. First, instantaneity. With communication software, we will be limited to time and space, and better yet, we can have immediate interactions with others.
Second, entertainment. You can have the functions like interesting social networking games and small talk.
Third, interactiveness. You can create public platforms and share your own daily movement with others. And we also can use messaging apps to help many people. Please look at this picture. The son of this old citizen is ill, so everyone reposted this picture. Hope the people think it can help him.
And next, I will talk about the negative parts. First, communication by using the stickers to reply indicates the decline in expression of language ability.
Second, the ability to reflect on ourselves will be affected, and a real conversation with others will be lacking. It will disable the capabilities of reflection, which is an important ability to teenagers.
Third, the less face-to-face interaction means the more alienation between people. Moreover, we will find it hard to concern about others, like this picture. They sit together, but they communicate with smartphones.
So, how can we solve these problems?
Let me tell you. Now, I will discuss how to turn crises into chances. The belief technology comes from humanity. It's kept within the majority of social networking messages, which are constantly improved to better functions.
Technology displays a fatal attraction to the weakest point of humanity. People hope to create better sales by technology, and excessive addiction to technological products helps hide ourselves more.
People often feel lonely, but they are fun to have intimacy. Accordingly, we will be able to strike a balance by presenting the following suggestions.
First and foremost, learning to be solitary, which can help you find your own self.
Only by experiencing loneliness can people walk into crowds and feel the real fun. Second, reading enhances the ability to express and comprehend the meanings of words. Focus on what we want to say. Don't use too many redundant words, which may lower the concentration of others.
Wow, what useful suggestions!
Yes!
Finally, I will tell you our conclusions. Technology offers the chance to the human beings to redefine the connections between interpersonal relationships and technology. At the same time, it gives us the opportunity to confirm values and directions. Remember to practice the action of love, then to love others and find the power of love. Finally, participating in more social activities. The most important of all is paying more attention to the ways to apply technology to bring us
back to the real life.
And these are our references.
Thanks for your attention.
第13队队名是 TOEFL 120，发表主题 How to use technology wisely。第14队请准备。
Good afternoon, everyone. Our topic today is how to use technology wisely. Hey, you look so bad. Are you okay?
Well, it's not good. I'm struggling with the topic for my essay.
Why's that?
Is which came first, eggs or the chicken?
Wow, beats me. Hey, why don't we ask Nikki? She's supposed to know that.
Oh, sure. Hey, Nikki, can I ask you some questions?
Sure, what's happened?
Is which came first, eggs or the chicken?
I'm not sure. Hey, why don't we ask my best friends to tell us?
Best friend?
Where? It's Siri. Siri can help us many things.
Wow.
Nowadays, more and more things are being replaced by technology. We think we use these tools to improve our life, but if we do not master them, they will destroy the society we live in. Today, we are going to discuss the win-win situation between humanity
and technology. So let's get started. First of all, I would like to introduce the humanity. Imagine that if we use cell phones to have communications instead of facing each other. It might cause a lot of inconvenience or even worse, misconceptions. So, effective communications can reduce the conflicts and rebuild our trust. And as for creativity, being creative provides us plenty of opportunities to have a new idea or a way of problem solving. With creativity, we can have our own uniqueness or the diversity. But, ladies and gentlemen, every coin has two sides, so does humanity. For example, some work takes a lot of time to process, such as engineers who do analysis, structures, design, and so on. So basically, not everyone is cut out for this kind of job. And a simple comparison can explain my intention. Machines can function 24 hours a day if they are well maintained. It is likely to go on like that as long as possible. But it's another story for humans. We need breaks and whatever elements to take into considerations before we finish something.
And this is how technology comes in. In these days, technology is everywhere, and we use it often. Recently, I saw some YouTube videos about artificial intelligence. Sophia is representative of artificial intelligence. I was so impressed by her movement. And here are two examples about technological advantage. The first one is the Google car, and they have been working on the self-driving vehicles since 2009, and they make our roads safer and free our people's time, and also improve mobility for everyone.
Finally, in 2018, they also created a world-first self-driving vehicle. And the second thing I want to share is unmanned flying vehicles, and that is drone. It's just like an airplane that can take a picture in the sky, and now there is a company using it to deliver goods, and that is Amazon. They also deliver goods to some remote areas to help them get things with more convenience. But convenience as it is, it also has some drawbacks. For instance, artificial intelligence doesn't have feeling or patience. They just like a code robots.
And the other example is Da Vinci surgical system. I once saw a drama about Da Vinci surgery. I was very surprised that a surgery takes very short time and put it closer to success. Although doctors can just say nicely, it still makes mistakes sometimes. So when that happens, people also need to revise the errors. And now, what I want to share is the combination of technology and humanity. One day, I saw the news about a song called Break Free. It's a song released by Terrence Silver, and the entire album is made by Amber, which is a team of professional musicians and tech experts. I was full of admiration when I saw the news because I think that only humans can make music. And it's the very first time that AI composed and produced the entire album. And Siri. I think everyone must be familiar with Siri. We often ask Siri some stupid questions like telling a joke or predict future. In addition, Siri can help us many things like booking restaurants, calling someone, and so on. In conclusion, the combination of technology and humanity can benefit our life.
The advantage and disadvantage of technology and humanity is that we mentioned both. Let us distinguish how to strike a balance between technology and humanity. Also in this, that we can't be overridden by technology. In this future, technology is widely used. Workforce will undergo dramatic change. Automation is likely to make down the voice.
Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla Motors, said, the technology that can connect to the human brain in the future will be something that can help human and machine achieve symbiosis.
Marx believes that this is the best result of all human beings being dominated by technology, and we believe that only by doing so can we get the living situations. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
我们谢谢第13队，我们欢迎第14队。第14队队名是 Dream Team， 发表主题 Embrace Digital Technology and Lead a Happy Life。第15队请准备。
Good afternoon, everyone. Our topic is Embrace Digital Technology and Lead a Happy Life. Before our presentation, let me introduce my little frog living in a hut where it eats, writes, reads, and even sharpens pencils. It's so healing, isn't it? It's Travel Frog, a very popular app. Most of my friends are crazy about it. I love it as well. All I have to do is prepare food, bags, or supplies for the little creature. I enjoy checking my frog almost every 10 minutes. Let's take a peep inside the house. It's not home. Here is a mailbox. Let's check it out. Wow, it sends me a postcard. So sweet. Whenever I open the mailbox, I'm full of expectations. To me, it's more than a pet frog. We, digital natives who are born during or after the digital age, are very comfortable with technology. We view computers, tablets, and smartphones as an extension of ourselves. Internet is just like food, water, and air. Therefore, we can't live without it. Let's look at this picture. You must recognize them. They happen in our everyday life. In other words, no one can resist the impact from internet. Different from traditional media, the internet is rapid and various. With the help of some smart apps,
we live a more efficient and colorful life. For example, we use the calendar app and schedule our tasks on it. It records the data including studying, meals, and even exercise. I connect my knee band, wristband with my cell phone. In this way, it monitors my steps, sleep, and how many calories I burn everywhere all the time. See, I didn't sleep well last night because I'm too excited to fall asleep. Sharing our digital life with you is very interesting.
Currently, millions and millions of people are using the internet. Here, we can see Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Flickr, Instagram, and Google. What will the internet do without Google? When it comes to doing report, besides searching for useful information in a library, our students Google more often. We generation chat, shop, search for information online, and make friends and share things online. We tend to rely on YouTube videos to make decisions. Social media makes it possible and convenient to be loved, and to make sense of belonging.
We care much about how many likes we get on Facebook and how many responses we get on Twitter. We can instantly inform our friends of what we are doing, thinking, and feeling. Speed and efficiency are the name of the game. Each message, called a tweet, is limited to 140 characters. We have our smartphone handy, and we can tweet through text messages. Social media is so popular because staying in touch with friends, receiving news, and even improving our language skills are so easy. It's really worth a try. By the way, the US President Trump is such a saint. If you are a music lover, you have to try Spotify. It is wonderful books. It's one of the most popular streaming services, just like a large music museum on your phone or computer. Instead of being downloaded and stored on your device, it's stored on the net. It's free, but there are still plenty of reasons to pay for its advanced services. You can get rid of all annoying ads, listen to any music you want, and have the wonderful personalized playlist. Spotify, a free interactive platform to music lovers, is something from the heaven.
Despite all the noise, however, the technology can easily distract us when we are working or studying. The non-stop notification ringing from Line, Messenger, YouTube, or Facebook are very annoying. The countless games, social media websites are designed to grab and hold our attention. Take Chinese New Year's Eve, for example. We get together physically, but separated mentally. See, everyone in the room glues their eyes on the screens. This is far from an innovative reunion. Actually, we can try to make a few lifestyle changes to balance convenience and temptation from internet. To arrange our time well, self-control is necessary. When we do assignments or have something important to read, we should put away the cell phones and even lock them in a box. Not until we finish our homework do we take out our cell phones again. In this way, it's obvious that we can be more attentive on what we should do to build a more positive relationship with family and friends. We should interact and communicate with them, not only on the net, but also in the real world.
Great apps and advanced technology are very helpful for us to lead a happy life without working so hard and memorizing so many trivial ones. No matter how you are, let's embrace changes and seek to make the most of new tools and technologies. We, digital natives, are ready, eager and willing to show you the way. Thank you for listening.
谢谢第14队，那我们现在欢迎第15队 Fabulous Five 发表主题 Technology and People。第16队请准备。
Hello everyone, our team name is Fabulous Five, and our topic is Technology and People.
Positive.
you think is strongly related to our lives?
Without a doubt, technology. It brings the convenience to the society we are living now.
Indeed, technology. Technology symbolizes the improvement of the country, and the benefit it brought us is countless. We have already used to the convenience of technology. And do you know what is digital natives?
Yeah, I know. It means people who live in the internet generation. They grow in the digital age and they coexist with computer, online games, and smartphones.
Now, let's talk about how technology helps us in our daily life.
Firstly, technology helps with online learning, which is really helpful to our society. This kind of learning not only saves traffic time, but more interesting than the traditional ways. Online learning is suitable for all ages, as long as you have sincerity to learn.
According to my knowledge, many online platforms are free. For example, 知音教育平台. So, it is worth using technology.
Secondly, what about the physical body? Obesity seems to be a common upset for modern people. We often make excuses not to exercise because of how busy we are working it.
Sport apps. It can keep us from being lazy and it makes sense into our daily life. We don't need to pay much money to have a healthy life and be in a good shape.
Ta-da! And the third is our caring robot, which Helen invented. It can communicate with solitary elderless, take a walk with them, and help them recover, just like a real caretaker.
Caring robot can not only take care of elders, but they can also accompany them. For example, pet robots. They can prevent dementia from getting worse, and it can also stimulate the elders' creativities.
Last but not least, virtual offices are also an important part of modern technology. Users only need a personal computer whenever they want to work.
Negative.
Although we have discussed some ways that technology assists humanity, technology can also damage our daily lives.
And we divided them into 3 effects.
The first disadvantage is mental, because users only concentrate on their phones and seldom talk to others in real life, which can cause depression. Another is lack of self-control, addicted to their devices. They can't easily be away from their phones. They might not get easily owing to lack of patience. The last part for the mental effect is absent-mindedness, because when people are studying, they might think about what they were just doing a moment ago on their phones, which causes them not to totally focus on their academics.
And the second disadvantage is about physical effects. And the one that most deeply affects us is nearsightedness. As you can see in the nowadays society, more and more kids are wearing glasses at a young age, just like me. Another common sight around the world is obesity. According to Harvard University research, teenagers who spend more than 5 hours a day on mobile phones can be fat easily because they often sit and don't move. And what about the sleeping quality? People can constantly using their phones rather than having enough sleep.
The third is people might feel isolated on account of talking to publics. They might get angry easily owing to lack of patience.
Future.
Now, let's back to the good points. As you just said, there are still more possibilities.
You can say that again. Indeed, the development of technology has many possibilities. For example, organs can be replicated by making use of 3D printing, which solves the dilemma of insufficient organ donation.
Wow, it is so convenient. Besides, it can also initiate the construction of a smart building. In recent years, we are facing a population that is aging. So if we have this building, they will save a lot of time taking care of elders.
What a new function would smart building have?
For instance, it would have an automatic housework system and a a long-term care system. It can cater to the elders' requirements whenever they need.
Sounds great! It can not only reduce the heavy burden for next generation, but also let the elders live while relating on others.
Yeah, technological advances is going to be more convenient and tend to humanity. If we try hard to create a remarkable future.
Right, we hope that the future can hold on to the progress of technology to let the world become more wonderful.
We cannot stop the growth of technology.
The more we get to its maturity, the more we realize it.
The development of technology can be positive or negative, depending on how we advance and take advantage of it.
And these are reference and picture sites we use from the internet.
Thanks for listening.
这是第15队，那么欢迎第16队 Ocean 发表主题 Technology Reliance for Better or Worse。第17队请准备。
punished by my parents yesterday because I didn't do well on the test. They even scolded me saying, if you don't start to study harder, you won't be able to find a job later.
I seem to remember that my parents had said something similar to me before.
Wait, didn't you used to get really good grades?
Yeah, but they said even if I get better grades, I won't beat the robots.
I don't really understand what you mean. Do you mean that robots will replace us and take our jobs? Or...
Actually, it is not only that. Apart from the decline of job opportunity, the main thing is that technology is moving too fast. It is already crept into our lives.
Is technology really that great?
Well, your life is actually surrounded by assisting technology.
Isn't technology just the received product?
Of course not. Don't you know that the transportation used to go to school every day is also a product of technology? And it's not limited to transportation. Technology includes healthcare, weapons, games, and more. It also provides humans with convenience beyond measure.
Is it like mobile phones, which allow us to speak to one another, even if we're not at the same place, and to interact with more people online?
Not only that, healthcare can slightly extend our life. Weapon can offer us self-defense, and food technology provides us with a larger variety and faster supply of food. The birds of online store and Apple Pay also offer us many convenience. Well said. However, all things have pros and cons, so does technology.
While technology is obviously beneficial to human beings, what disadvantages does it have?
Like I said, all things have pros and cons. Technology serves to benefit human beings, but it creates alienation and hurt people due to lack of respect, tolerance, and care, not to mention improper usage. For instance, I was out at a restaurant with friends a few days ago, and I discovered that everyone was on their phone and not talking to each other. I felt a little disappointed. It is already hard to find a time for everyone to get together for a meal. And yet, this isn't really connect. This is the so-called technology indifference.
Then, are there downsides of weapon invention and biotechnology application?
Of course, weapons can be used for defense, but it also prevents us from having true peace. Military weapon research and development between countries are used to demonstrate national power, creating tension between nations. Even on genetic modification education solve our food shortage crisis, it has many hidden risks.
Also, there was an Eastern European driver used the community internet to steal from ATMs. These are all good examples of the imbalance between technology and humanity.
That's right. So people have to think of ways to change the imbalanced society, or else we are the ones to get hurt in the end.
But technology is moving so fast. Can we really improve this imbalance?
Of course, where there's a will, there's a way. In food safety, we can combine public and private forces, such as the government establishment laws.
I know, like the Act governing food safety and sanitation, right?
Exactly. Furthermore, we need to have more general understanding of the production process. Choose trustworthy brands and buy organic and non-genetically modified foods.
In terms of national defense, we should be more informed on international news, as well as following our latest news, government policies, and new global trends. We should also do our part to provide possible assistance.
In terms of the governments of different nations, they should comply with international laws, such as the United Nations Convention on Prohibition or Restrictions on the Use of Certain Conventional Weapons in 1980.
No matter how many laws we make, if people don't follow the law, there will be no improvement, right?
Therefore, we should start with education, teach our younger generation about humanity, and instill the awareness of being a global citizen in our children. The first point of contact for children is their families. The community can hold seminars with themes of humanity and teach the parents how to provide their children with essential civic education.
Schools can host various activities or expand their humanities curriculum. Many elementary schools have point systems to develop the student concept of ethics and to help them learn about humanities in a rewarding way.
An English geographer once said, the whole society has benefited from the rapid development of technology to cover the damage that it has caused. However, we shouldn't put a cart before the horse. We should use technology well and synergize technology and humanities.
Today, we spoke about the application of technology, its benefits, and the negative impact it has caused.
We also proposed several solutions to balance technology and humanities. We firmly believe that technology originates from humanities. So, both of them should prosper together.
We hope everyone here today have a deeper understanding of the issue after this talk.
Thank you.
谢谢第16队，那我们欢迎第17队 Nike 发表主题 Balancing Between Technology and Humanity。第18队请准备。
Hello everyone.
We are Nike.
I'm Elaine.
I'm Alice.
I'm Menta.
I'm Paula. And today we're going to talk about balancing between technology and humanity.
Hey, just for a minute. Do you mean this one is our team now?
Absolutely not. It's from this one, a goddess of luck from Greek mythologies. Unlike any other gods, she's a god who doesn't have any superpower. And the reason why I want to choose her name as our team name is because although we didn't have a great talent in English, but with our efforts, we'll work hard to make us better.
Here are the concepts that we are going to talk about today, such as digital natives, new technologies, advantages and disadvantages of technology, AI, and conclusion. First of all, we are going to talk about digital natives. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I know. Digital native mainly means an individual who was born after a widespread adoption of digital technology. The term digital native doesn't refer to a particular generation. Instead, it's a catch-all category for children who has grown up using technologies such as computers,
internet, and mobile devices.
Oh, it's us! Next, we are going to talk about technologies. Technologies basically originate from human. It invents to serve humans' needs. And this is the progress of technology. As we can see, technologies are everywhere.
But is it really good for us?
I think it's quite good. And the following are some of the technologies that truly serve humans' needs, such as the dishwasher, the cooking machine, and the swapping robot.
Wow, how great they are! It can create a more wonderful life for us.
However, as the graph shows, we can see how fast the technology has increased, especially in about 1946, when the first computer was invented. It was really a twisting and revolutionary point. As we can see in the chart, technology started to grow in a lightning speed from then on. So, with its fast development, we already become our servants or eventually become our masters and control us.
That's a good question. The following are examples of the advantage and disadvantage that technology brought to us. And the example will be Sophia and AlphaGo.
Oh, I know! Let's really amazing me when I know them!
Me too. Okay, let's start from Sophia, which was the first robot who has the first citizen qualification ever. And as you can see, she's so elastic, delicate, and beautiful. And it's also like a real human if we can't see her electronic brain.
Ellie, so totally right. And I think I'm gonna fall in love with her because there are so many functions, such as communicating like humans, speak many kinds of languages, and she can also tell jokes.
Hello, 假大鬼 Good night, it's been Sophia. Let me tell you a joke in English. Sacrificing the motel cooking to bless the God. Mr. So you different. It's a dish and oyster.
Is this funny?
Machine joke.
Next, we're going to talk about AlphaGo.
This is our new data. Let's also enter it in.
I got it!
Hello everyone, I'm the chess king of the world.
I want to use my AlphaGo to challenge you. Go AlphaGo!
This one.
This one.
This one.
No! I'm lost! Wait!
Congratulations!
Unfortunately, our chess king has lost, but it also means that our technology has improved.
How many it is? It defeated a chess king. I know that it's my lose.
It's smarter than you think, and they're all from AI. So let's talk about AI and the progress of it.
AI? Is it the name we just appeared recently?
No, actually, AI has been around us for a long time. And the reason why it's being called these days is because of the increasingly development of it.
So, how about before?
Before, we just entered our denominator, and will come out a certain answer, just like a calculator.
How about now?
You got a point. Unlike before, now we enter a huge data in it, and after consolidating and generalizing, which was just like our brain, it will totally come out another answer that was more human and fit our question.
Oh well, Amanda, do you mean this is a complex theory?
Yes, all right.
Then how about my job?
That's a good question. So, is there a good solution?
Yes, many people may be afraid that robots may replace us. However, there are nothing to worry about because there are something that can be replaced, such as the creativity, social skills, and emotional intelligence. They may be more efficient in technical jobs, service jobs, and consultant jobs. But with creativity, there are nothing for us to worry about.
The more advanced the science and technologies are, does it really make the society a better place?
Technology is a double-edged sword. It may be good for someone. For example, it may bring a lot of convenience to us. But in contrast, it might also put someone in a bad situation, such as replacing other people's job.
Then how to find a balance between them?
I think we can add our imaginations and creativity in it, as machines are more accurate and efficient than us.
However, these are all the methods to protect the people with high intelligence. Then, how about other people?
We can draw up laws to protect them and create a more wonderful life for us.
Thanks for your listening.
我们谢谢第17组，那我们欢迎第18组翻滚吧 AKP， 发表主题 Self Checkout System and Agree。
Our team name is
翻滚吧 AKP.
My name is Alice.
My name is Kathleen.
And my name is Pony. Today our topic is the self-checkout system and the grade. We all know that Christmas is around the corner, so you may want to buy some costume or props to decorate your house. But when you go to the hypermarket like Costco, it's quite common to encounter this situation. Waiting in the long line. You have no idea when it's your turn, because the man in front of you got 2 shopping carts full of commodities, and the lady in front of him is still arguing with the cashier. Now, how will you feel at this moment? You might feel bored or impatient, then start to use your cell phone. Or maybe you will begin to complain about the endless wait. But if there is such a thing called self-checkout system, it will rescue you from the annoying situation like this. Now, this kind of machine has been used everywhere all over the world, like Europe, Japan, and America. But today we want to focus on an example from one of the famous hypermarkets in Australia. As for the example, our group member, Kathleen, is going to introduce to you.
Coles is a famous hypermarket in Australia, and they also have introduced the self-checkout system. The setting of this kind of machine has been greatly facilitated for more customers. For example, first, it can reduce the customer's checkout time. According to the study, the self-checkout system can reduce the waiting time for 40% and increase the checkout speed by 20%. Second, self-checkout system can also give customers more privacy because customers do not need to let the cashier know what stuff they buy. Besides, the cost of the manpower will be reduced. However, the dark side of humanity is that under this seemingly beautiful technology, there are some serious problems. Since Coles introduced the self-checkout system, it has lost 1 billion Australian dollars per year. According to a study from an organization, most of the customers choose the cheaper products to check out. Furthermore, some people even buy goods without scanning the barcodes. Therefore, how to strike a balance between technology and humanity becomes an important issue that we need to deal with. Then our group member, Pony, is going to talk about the solutions.
As for the solution to this problem, our group have come up with 2 methods. One is for practical aspect, and the other one is for spiritual aspect. As for the spiritual aspect, the EAS tag will be applied to the self-checkout system. The EAS tag is a kind of device that consists of a sensor, a deactivator, and electronic label and tag. They will be put on the products, and if a customer just walk away without scanning the commodity barcode through the sensor, the warning device will make a sound, just like this picture. Then, how about the spiritual aspect? As for digital native who enjoys the convenience from technology, we need to see more the cause and effect. The Does the self-checkout system really make our life more convenient? Maybe to some extent. The answer is yes. But somehow it also let us see the dark side of humanity. It makes a hypermarket lose a lot of money. Therefore, the most important thing is to reflect on what we have done and to learn to do the right thing. We shouldn't take advantage of the statement box. Besides, we need to have the right attitude toward the change in the future. This is what really matters to us and what we digital natives need to learn. That's all of our presentation. Thank you.
谢谢第18组，那欢迎第19组 JRW 发表主题 Balancing Technology and Humanity。第20组请准备。
Good afternoon. I'm Jolie. This is Wanda and Rita. Hello, guys. Seriously, can't you just put on your phones? Have you ever get into this situation when you are sitting in the living room trying to find someone to talk to, but sadly found out that everyone is glued to their phones? Nowadays, people are losing connection with each other because of technology. With the advancement of technology, people rely on it to such a high level. It is important to strike a balance between technology and humanity. We're glad to have this chance to speak to you all today about this topic, balancing technology and humanity. So, let's get started.
First, let's take a look at what we are going to talk about today. We divided our presentation into 4 parts. We will start with the introduction of digital natives. After this, the pros and cons of technology will be shown. Then, we will explore why it is important to strike a balance and how to do so. Last but not least, we will end our presentation with a brief conclusion. Now, let's start with the definition of digital natives.
Do you guys know what are digital natives?
I've never heard this word before. Does it mean someone act like a robot?
Maybe it's someone lives in digital world.
As a matter of fact, Rita is right. Let's take a look at the definition of digital natives. The word digital natives appeared in 2001 from an article. Digital natives are those who were born into the age of internet. Digital natives are immersed in technology on a daily basis. Because of that, they can comfortably get into more devices, websites, social media platforms, and all other kinds of technology. Figure out how they work and use it accordingly.
After knowing what digital natives are, I'm going to talk about the advantage of living in this digital world. The advantage of living in this generation is that we can think unlimitedly and can get information efficiently. Also, we can use the internet to show our self-conscious and solidarity by releasing posts on social media. We can even launch a campaign to help those in need. We should never underestimate the power of the internet. As long as we use it correctly, it could be a great tool to success.
Nowadays, because the internet is very convenient, many teachers also post books on the net and students can learn with the help of technology. In addition, because the machines don't get tired, it can increase productivity and efficiency. It is obvious that technology plays an important role in our daily lives.
After listening so many advantages, the disadvantage resulting from technology also complex. For instance, many fibers appear. The connection between people is getting weaker and weaker. It is exactly Jolie had already mentioned. In this generation, having face-to-face interaction with others is extremely difficult. Children rely on this technology product from a young age, causing a lack of life experiences, which may lead to social disorders in their future. For example, some people are scared of being with others, and some are so addicted to the world created by technology that they can't tell the difference between reality and the virtual world. All of the above is a negative influence to humanity.
After knowing the pros and cons, the next question is why must we find a solution to strike a balance between technology and humanity? The answer can be separated into two parts. The first part is that people have personalities that the robots do not have, such as sympathy, kindness, creativity, and curiosity. All these make people unique, special, and irreplaceable.
On the other hand, robots can do some works with high risk, like disaster relief and so on.
However, technology lacks connection of humanity. It might do the work of human beings, but it cannot replace human beings once and for all.
It might even isolate us from one another. So, Joey, could you tell us the specific instruction to balancing the both?
It is our main task to figure out how to get along peacefully with everything born in technology. We believe that even technology is convenient, people still have their own personality which can't be replaced. The most precious thing of human is our mind and all of our emotional reactions. These are the things that cannot be replaced. Also, we can use it. So how can we balance technology and humanity? For example, we can make human work and communicate, which requires communicate. Let robots work in producing to increase the output. So, to strike a balance, there should be a clear division of labor and cooperation. We, human beings, should be responsible for dealing with people. As for robots or other machines, they should be used to help with production. When humans and robots work together, it must be more efficient.
From our presentation today, we can see that technology is a double-edged sword that the digital native should use it carefully and keep in mind the importance of striking a balance.
In our opinion, technology is a necessity thing which makes our life more convenient. We can also reach our goal much easier owing to technology.
Although there are still many problems between technology and humanity, we should avoid relying simply on technology, or it is not impossible they will be replaced by the stronger and stronger technology.
At the end, hope you know much more about the important task, striking a balance between technology and humanity.
We are JRW team. Thank you for listening.
New Balance 发表主题 3D Printing a Double-Edged Sword.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are going to talk about 3D printing, a double-edged sword. Time flies. See, the machine called 3D printing now prints all our things, such as our cosmetics, our clothes, and our lovely bracelets. No, I won't buy into your story. Money I loved have come and gone. But technology never stops, and we are all unemployed. And put that thing aside, haven't you heard the latest news? In September, Cody Wilson, who is considered to be the most dangerous man in the world, invented the first 3D gun. His invention will surely threaten your life.
No, things are not as you think. If we utilize it properly, 3D printing can actually complete our psychological needs one day.
Wow, stop talking fish.
No, we are serious. Do you know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
They are divided into 5 stages: physiological, safety, love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. Recently, I have found that the products of our basic life definitely in the stages.
Yeah, that means 3D printing will be the perfect boundary. See that? This is physiological section, about satisfying our basic needs in life. If we are hungry now, we can have 3D printed food to eat.
And it can also be applied to dealing with food shortage problems in underdeveloped countries.
Correct. And the next part is about safety. For example, when someone's eyeball is damaged and irreparable, an identical eyeball can be printed out by this brand new technology.
After the safety of humans, what else we need in our life? Love and belongings. With aging society raging on, more and more elderly need companions. Therefore, there is a new product, 3D printed robot. Actually, they have been already used in many medical situations.
Hold on. I've heard a little speaking. Do you know a little about 3D printing?
Of course I do. The initial meaning of 3D printing is additive manufacturing, which turns 2D images into 3D. And then it has been applied to make a variety of new inventions. What we need is a digital photocopier and some materials like plastic, metal, and so on. The next step is to scan a product, simulate software model, and cut 3D model part, and then just print it with different materials. Last, bond everything together. Afterwards, we can have our own inventing product.
I think you have a good concept about 3D printing.
Don't you saw that? 3D printing has broken through the ways we do handicrafts. Human self-esteem will be highly raised consequently, for we tend to create more and more unique and one-of-a-kind things. Last but not least, after 3D printing meets the later 4 needs of humans, it will expand to the self-actualization. We can use this technology to improve everyone's quality of life in the future, like printing coral reefs to protect oceans or exploring the outer space.
Well, in spite of that, I don't really think 3D printing is a good product that can hardly be used in our lives. For the rich might use 3D printing to help them live longer or make whatever they want. Besides, with the development of it, everyone could become a military supplier. It would only leave the nations to split and chaos everywhere. And the worst is, the waste and the emission that 3D printing produces would destroy the nature. Consequently, it might even result in even more serious environmental problems.
Yeah, I think your opinion is also correct. The concept that you can do whatever you imagine can be a danger. That is how infinite 3D printing is much more important. Practicing technology ethics should be our first priority, and we ought to notice about the 4 C's: communication, cooperation, critical making, and creative. First, critical making and creativity have forgotten to lead ourselves, and what we need to do is to be the change we want to see. Next, communication and cooperation are fundamental life skills that people can draw from in their everyday experiences and shape their abilities to live. Humans survive not because we're the strongest or the fastest, but because we share our thoughts and work together.
I agree with you. You can do whatever you imagine will be bold and dangerous. The rapid development is like a double-edged sword. It can either benefit humans enormously or devastate human civilization in a mere glimpse. To avoid these unknown risks, we should use it wisely and comprehensively, and try our best to strike a balance between the technology and humanity.
Alright, I think you can convince me in that way. For better or worse, our generation will determine the future on this planet. We
We are the writers.
This is my story, your stories, and our stories. Thank you.
Okay, it's been a long day. Congratulations to all of you. 今天真的很长时间哦，从下午12点半到现在都快5点了。哇，所以辛苦了。And you all did a very good job because I just heard. I'm one of the judges, but because I was late, so this sort of the punishment. I have to be here to say something. So here, well, it's actually an education for me sitting here this afternoon because I heard a lot of digital natives talk about me as digital immigrants. Well, I learned a lot from your presentations, and it's been a very good experience of listening to how the future will be, and you are so passionate about how technology can improve our life. And I also look forward to someday maybe have a chance to having you here in Providence University. You all did a very good job, and now I think it's the time to announce the winners, right? Yes. I don't actually know the winners. I heard it's very close, right? You know, it's very competitive, and I heard the scores are all very close, and even the first place and the second place is 1 or 2 points difference. So if you are not selected or you're not one of the winners, don't be disappointed. I mean, it's very difficult for judges, believe me. All right, so I am the one to speak something. So my colleagues, Chairperson Ding, and the other colleagues, Professor Luo and Professor Lin, will speak give the awards. Okay, so shall we announce?
Yes, 那我们谢谢陈依林教授替我们颁发2名佳作。那我们颁发第1名是第20队 New Balance 获得我们的佳作成绩，可以获得奖金。有请林瑞敏老师帮我们颁奖 ，sorry。是 New Balance。第2名佳作是 Fabulous Five， 那一样是请林瑞婷老师帮我们颁奖。恭喜 Fabulous Five。可获得奖金2000元及奖状遗址。那得奖的是 Team Nike。那我们请罗春玲老师为我们颁奖。 2019。那第二名可以获得奖金3000元及奖状遗址，得奖的是 Team We Show Up。
我觉得应该是很清楚。
现在就是要颁第1名了。那第1名可以获得奖金5000元和奖状遗址。你们紧张吗？你们有信心吗？我觉得大家都很厉害。OK， 好，那我们要公布了。第1名是 Team What? Okay. What about Sunshine? What about any other teams? Oh yes， 非常有自信。我也想要给你们第1名。Okay, sorry, but the winner goes to Team Ocean. 那我们请他们。心中第1名，心中第1名。恭喜 Team Ocean。OK， 恭喜这样得奖队伍，因为今天我们的比赛非常的精彩，让我自己在主持的过程中也收获了非常多。Alright， 那再恭喜一次大家得奖的队伍。那请得奖的队伍待会到服务台，我们要签一个收据。对，然后剩下的队伍们待会还有拍照的时间。那非常感谢大家莅临静宜大学，期待我们明年再相见，谢谢。